Oh shit, here we go again.
Cash, and I'm back again with another story time. So I will be doing this story time a little tipsy, but it's a good one. And I talk fast naturally, so if I'm talking too fast in this story time, I'm gonna be honest, if I'm talking too fast, I'm probably not gonna upload it. So if you see in this version, that means that I probably wasn't talking that fast. I'm gonna be so embarrassed that I did this tomorrow. Okay, so this will be the story time. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna title it, but this story time is the time that me and my sister jumped her baby daddy. Okay, so I have 4 sisters. I love all of them to death, but like 2 of them, they're like my best friends. I love them to pieces. So I don't know. I don't want to say exactly which sister it is because I feel like y'all wouldn't care, but people who know me for real, I feel like they'll make a big deal out of it. And this is like so long ago. I feel like everybody should just let it slide. So this is around the time my nephew, he had to be, and I have like 1,000 nephews and nieces. Like, my sisters are fertile, okay? So y'all would never truly be able to figure out which one I'm talking about unless you're really smart. So my nephew had to be like around one or two around this time. This had to be, oh my god, I was probably like 14 or 15. Was I 15? I was between the ages of 14. No, it couldn't have been 14. So I was either 15 or 16, and my nephew, he was like 1 or 2. Fortunately, he doesn't even really play a part in the story because he wasn't here. But this is like my sister had got her first apartment, and I used to always go to her house because she gave me freedom. She loved me. The people that I was living with, they did not give me any freedom. I couldn't go anywhere, and they wouldn't even let me go anywhere unless I was with her. She gave me freedom. She was a little bit more strict, but she was more understanding, so I like being at her house. So this day, and this was the one weekend I was not, because I was still talking to the boy who took my virginity around this time, and I think he was like at football camp or something. So this is like the one weekend I was not with him, and it went down. So she had been with her boyfriend like at least a couple of years at this point. He's like family by this time. Like, he done been through it with us. He done been through a lot with us. Like, he literally stepped in and became like a big brother to me after my brother passed, so I love him forever. Oh my god, not me finna get sentimental. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, I am a sentimental drunk. I will boohoo cry when I'm drunk, and I gotta stop doing that. So he was like real cool, loved him. Okay, a little bit of background on them. Both of them are Virgos, but my sister, I've grown up with her my whole entire life, and she's like, I don't know if it's like a Virgo thing or what, but she's like usually like super calm, but you gotta find that one thing that you can, like, you have to find that one thing that's gonna piss her off. And once you press that button, you got like 3 times and she's gonna lose it. She's usually really calm, but it's always that one thing that just drives her crazy. So her boyfriend, he's usually pretty calm too. That's why when this story happened, literally throughout the story, y'all probably gonna be like, dang, you know everything that happened. Because I was sitting there in shock because I was actually like confused that they were really like going at it like this. I think this night, I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think he had been out, like he had left, and I think he had been out like all night. I don't know, because usually she wouldn't have cared, but because, you know, she's more of an indoors person like me, but usually she wouldn't have cared because the baby was home, so she was always home with him. I don't know if they had like a date night or something planned. She didn't really say anything to me, but all I know is she kept coming down the stairs, and I was in the living room. So she came down the stairs like twice. Like, I think she came down the stairs first time like around 10 o'clock. She came down the stairs like the second time around 11 o'clock, and she didn't say anything to me. She just came downstairs. So I'm thinking everything's fine. So I want to say like around like 11 or 12 o'clock, she came downstairs dressed. I'm like, she doesn't go anywhere. To this day, she still doesn't. She's starting to get out a little bit more because the kids are older, but she's a homebody. So she came downstairs and was like, you know, hey, he has, I got to give him a name. I got to give both of them a name because I don't want y'all to know what sister I'm talking about. So I'm going to call her Chanel, and I'm going to call him Bam. So I hope she gonna laugh at me. She's like, why would you name me Chanel? I don't know. You just remind me of a Chanel wearing bitch. Sorry. So I have got to stop cussing on here. I'm never gonna make it far with all this cursing. But Chanel never really went anywhere. So Chanel came down the stairs the third, because she had came downstairs twice. You know, she didn't say anything. She just walked around, looked out the window. You know, she didn't see no cars. So that third time she came downstairs dressed, and she looked good. One thing about her, she can, but like, you know, when a female get that middle part bust down jet black, it's over. She came downstairs and she looked good, and I was just like, you know, staring at her. She was like, you know, I'm gonna go out with my homegirl I don't think her homegirl really needs a name because she don't pop up that much. But she was like, you know, Bam hasn't came home, so I'm gonna go out with my homegirl. I'll call you and whatever. So, you know, I think around this time, I don't think we had each other locations because I don't think they had that yet. But I knew where she was at. I knew her friend. And I wasn't going anywhere because she didn't let me, like, go out with my friends when she would, like, if she's not in the house, I couldn't, like, go out with my friends. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to be here when you get back. I fall asleep very early. Y'all notice about me? Well, y'all probably don't notice about me. But I'm usually, like, in the bed by 11 o'clock. If I'm up any later, I got to be having a really good night or I got to be drunk because usually I'm in the bed by 11 o'clock. So I go to sleep. Now, this is where it gets messy. 2 o'clock in the morning, I hear somebody, like, boom, hit the door. And they're crying, and it's a man crying. And I'm just like, who is this? So it's Bam hitting the door. So I let Bam in the house, and I forgot to mention, it was another person that was there. Should I get them a name? Because they were kind of messy throughout the story. We're going to call them Fat Mom. That's what we're going to call them. All right, so then I hear, like, somebody hit the door. So Fat Mom gets up, and she unlocks the door. So, lo and behold, it's Bam. Now, mind you, Bam is, like, crawling. That's why he hits the door. So, I'm like, what's wrong? So, we get up and we go check on him. First of all, Bam is drunk. Bam just got into a car wreck. And he's crying. So, I'm like, so we're all scared. We're like, what the hell? So, just me and Fat Mom. So, Fat Mom's, like, picking him up. And he's crying. He's like, Chanel, where's Chanel? Because, you know, I'm here, Fat Mom's here, but it's like, you know, if Chanel was here, she would have came down the stairs because you would have heard it. Chanel's nowhere to be found. So, Fat Mom is, like, laughing, but she calls him an ambulance because apparently from him trying to get back from, like, Broward to get back to the house, because we lived in West Palm at this time, he wrecked his car. He had a nice-ass car around this time. Wrecked the car. I think his ribs were broken. I didn't even know his ribs were broken at this time, but I did know his leg was messed up. So we called him an ambulance. They took him, bandaged him up, whatever. So he gets back a couple hours later. So mind you, he got there around 2 o'clock. The ambulance came, so he comes back home around like maybe like 5 or 6 o'clock, and he's better. But Chanel still isn't here. So you know me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm ride or die for my sisters and my friends. And I know it's not right, but men stick together, females gotta stick together too. I'ma lie and I'ma kill and I'ma cheat and I'ma steal from my homegirls and my sisters. Don't even ask me anything about my sisters because I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't know. But this time I actually didn't know. That was the funny part. I knew she was with her homegirl, but I was like, I didn't want to say which homegirl, and then he went over there and caused the scene or anything. So it's like I knew, but I really just didn't want to get into it. I'm not. Because she had been my wing woman for years. He's like, you know, Fat Mom, we didn't tell Fat Mom where she was at because Fat Mom is slightly messy. Fat Mom will snitch on you just to laugh about it. And I'm just like, girl, you're breaking G code. So he asked Fat Mom, but Fat Mom didn't know. If Fat Mom knew, she would have told. Because she was texting Chanel like, oh, where you at? What's the name? Looking for you. But Chanel wasn't texting her back. So I texted her, I'm like, you know, you good? She was like, yeah, I'm good. Is he there? And I'm like, yeah, he's here. She's like, how long has he been there? I'm like, he's been here since 2 o'clock this morning, boo. You got to be better on your pimping. So she's just like, oh, you know what? I'm not coming home. Like, she was like, I don't know, like, what time I'm coming home. Because I guess, well, now that I'm older, she kind of told me, like, they had went out to the club, her and her friends. They had a good time. They came back home, and she just went to sleep at her friend's house. Which, I'm like, that's a good thing because she never left the house. So I'm happy for her that she actually left the house. But Bam knew that I knew. But he was asking me, and I kept telling him, I just don't know. I don't know. And it's like, I'm going to be honest, y'all. I kind of have, like, PTSD because there was plenty of times in middle school where I would think I was helping people. And really, I will always end up being caught in the middle of some BS. So from that point forward, I vowed to myself, anytime somebody asks me about something that could land me in a messy situation, I don't know, I don't care, don't ask me, ask them. Because you can be thinking you're helping, really you're making it worse, and you just landed yourself in a shitty situation. So Bam knew that I knew, but I was like, whatever, I know and you know, but what can we really do? So I went to sleep. So I think around this time, it has to be like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now I'm awake and I've been texting Chanel, but I am cuffing my phone so can't nobody see who I'm texting. But I know Bam is peeping me out the side of his eye. Mind you, Bam has just gotten out of hospital. He did not go to sleep. He's up and he's like sitting outside on the porch. And there's only really one way into her house that you're going to jump the back gate. And she's not going to jump the back gate in club clothes. So she has to walk past him to get in the house. So I think maybe around like 1 or 2 o'clock, she texts me and she's like, hey, meet me at the Walgreens. And the Walgreens is like maybe 6 minutes like away from her house, like walking. It's not that far of a walk. She's like, meet me at the Walgreens. We're going to go in here and get some cereal and milk and make it seem like, you know, I was getting breakfast. But she had to still be drunk and I was so young and dumb. This man knows that you weren't out all night getting breakfast, but we still got to make it seem like we had to make it seem like it was a reason that she was out that late. I don't know why we used milk and cereal as the excuse. We were better off going to Walmart and really like getting groceries, because this excuse did not pass, and y'all are going to see why. Go to Walgreens to get the milk and cereal, and we're talking, and she's basically telling me like, yeah, you know, we just went out to the club, had a good time, you know, like she spent the night with her homegirls. We're walking back into her complex, and as soon as Bam sees us and we make eye contact, he gets up and he starts limping towards us. And I'm like, oh, shit. Here we go again.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
We done fucked up now. So he's like limping towards us. And he was like, so where were you all night? And he looked at me and he said, Lucy, and fuck you too, because you be knowing you be down for that shit. And I'm like, fuck me? Why I gotta be fuck me?
Lloyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
But I understand now that his feelings was just hurt. I probably would have said fuck me too, because I knew when I sat there and I played dumb that entire night. I has never been so quiet in my life. I'm a talker. I did not talk that entire morning. I don't know why, but this dumb ass starts laughing at him. He's literally in her face, mad with the cast on, fuming, and she's laughing. He takes the milk jug and he like throws it. I was like, no, he didn't. So the milk didn't hit her. I think it probably like hit her shoulder, but it bounced off her. The milk busted, and now she's mad because one thing about me and Chanel, we love cereal. So the milk carton bust. So now they're out there arguing. So now Fat Mom's messy behind is like recording it and laughing. And mind you, this is embarrassing to all of us because they are like the quiet neighbors. Like they never really cause a ruckus. And that neighborhood was pretty loud, but it's like, you know, it's always embarrassing when it's you because you don't want to be out there doing all that. They're out there arguing, but I know my sister better than anybody else. She likes to get you mad, and once you're mad, she's not mad anymore. So she's laughing at him, and she's walking back in the house. So he's following her up the stairs, and he's just like cursing her out or whatever. So I'm like, I don't know what possessed me to walk up the stairs behind him, but I really should have just stayed my little ass downstairs because I was young back then. I really didn't know much about relationships. I had been dating and dealing, well, not even dating. I had been dealing with one boy for years, and we weren't even like locked in like that. So I didn't know anything about relationships, but I really should have just sat downstairs and like sat it out. It was not my place. Once again, I apologize if you're watching this, brother-in-law. I love you. It was not my place. I should have just sat downstairs. So they're like going up the stairs, and he's like cursing her out. He's just like, where were you? You think it's a game? You don't hear me? You don't hear me? What's funny? So they're just arguing. So now here she goes adding fuel to the fire. She's like, yep, I was out all night just like you were out all night. Now you see how it feels when somebody goes out all night. And I don't know. I don't know how he knew she was out. I don't know if he called her or if she just wasn't answering his phone, but somehow, some way, he knew that she was not in that house, and that's why he sped back like that, and that's how he wrecked the car. So she's just like, aha, like, you know, laughing at him or whatever. So he's like, where were you? Where were you? And I think she may have, like, mushed him. So she, like, grabbed her arm, and, like, they were on the bed. Now, he's, like, holding her down on the bed, and he's, like, arguing with her, but he's basically over her, and he's, like, yelling at her. But this is where I messed up at. So me and this sister, we have been the dream team since birth. There will never be a one-on-one fight between either one of us because we're going to jump you every single time. We grew up, God forgive me, we were so ghetto. We grew up jumping my mom's boyfriend. We jumped the girls on the street like we were some tag teaming assholes. We were going to jump you. You're never going to get a one-on-one. So when he was holding her down, I was like, you know, like, get off of her. Get off of her. And he's like, no, mind your business. So I hit him. So, like, I started hitting him, and once I'm hitting him, she starts hitting him. So, we're jumping him. Now, let's thank God that he did not swing back because Bam's name, he got that name because he used to beat people up. Like, he used to, like, split people like, it was bad. So we're over here jumping him. All it would have really took was 2 punches and we would have both been knocked out. But thank God he didn't swing back. He was just like, he just kind of pushed both of us and he was like, oh, y'all jumped me? Really? We supposed to be family. And we were supposed to be family. And that was real messed up of us to jump him. I just kind of like, I didn't like the fact that he was over her like that. He did not hurt her. He didn't intend to hurt her. But the fact that he was like standing over her kind of just made me flash out. So I hit him. So the other fat mom comes in and she grabs me and she's like, stop, like, why would you jump in that? And then she's like recording it and laughing. I'm like, you know, first of all, I can't even tell her to mind her business because look at me in their business. But I'm like, bro, that's a relationship thing. Like, you don't record that and laugh. Like, that's not funny. So they're still arguing or whatever. So she's like, I'm packing my stuff, I'm leaving. Now, this is where my little brain should have been like, girl, where are you going? This is y'all apartment. Y'all live here together. Where are you gonna go? I love my mom to death, but my mom's a country woman. Nobody's moving to Alabama with her. So I'm like, girl, where are you moving to? You're saying you're gonna leave. This is your house. Your child lives here. Where are you gonna go? So she's being dramatic. She's packing up her stuff. And here goes my dumb behind. I'm downstairs and I'm repacking my overnight bag. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go wherever my sister's going. So now I'm realizing more time is passing and I'm not hearing them arguing anymore. So I'm like, maybe I should go upstairs and see like if she's okay. Because I'm not hearing them arguing. I'm like, oh my God, I hope he didn't knock my sister out. Like, is she okay? Y'all, while I go up the stairs, Dumb and Dumber, Chanel and Bim are laying in the bed together with his leg wrapped around her and they're watching their cooking YouTube videos like they usually do. And I'm just sitting over there and I'm looking at them. He looking at me, she looking at me, and I'm looking at them. And I'm thinking, we are all so stupid. We just sat over here and hard down fought each other just for y'all to be in the bed 10 minutes. And when I say literally 10 minutes, I looked at the time on my phone. 10 minutes after we jumped him, they were in the bed together. They were in the bed together. And I was like, And that's why one thing I learned from this story is you mind your business. It doesn't matter if it's friends in a relationship, family members, you mind your business. You don't get into that because you'll be done jumped in it and you'll be mad and you'll be ready to fight. Now you done fought him and this person hates you, but now they're back in love. So you know who looks stupid? You. But yeah, I can say one thing I learned from the situation is it doesn't matter if it's friends, like in their relationship, who else? It doesn't matter if it's family, friends, it does not matter. You stay out of people's relationship issues because what will happen is you'll be done like me, like a big dummy. Put the clown emoji over my face. You'll be a big dummy and you'll be done jumped in a fight. Whole time they getting back together. So now you done got into something and they're not gonna like you. He was very nice and lenient towards me because he understood because he had sisters. But not too many other men would have still dealt with me afterwards because I don't know if it was me or her, but like one of us hit him in his eye and right here up here, it was like swollen. Not too many men would have dealt with us after we like messed up his eye. So I was like, I done jumped in this fight and y'all done got back together. That's how you supposed to mind your business. It was so ghetto. Yeah, I guess it is kind of a happy ending to the story because they're still together. They got a couple of kids now. They're living happy. They're doing way better. They've been together for literal years. Like I'm 20. I turned 21 in a couple months. He has literally watched me grow up. I think, oh my God, how long has he been? He's been around for a long time, a very long time. But yeah, they worked it out. They're still together. They love each other. But now they still get into their arguments every blue moon. You want to know what I do? I take a walk. Me and the kids go to the park. You know, they be like, oh, you're so messy. Because, you know, they'll ask like, oh, what's your opinion? I don't have an opinion. I do not have an opinion. I know, like, some of my homegirls can tell y'all, when they start arguing with their boyfriends, you know what I do? I get up and walk away. It's not my place to say something, nothing. It's not my place to do anything. It's not my place. That would be the end of the story. Thank you guys for watching to the end. And if you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.